Hey guys, so I'm going to do a little tutorial on shaping brows. So everyone has different shaped eyebrows that they're born with naturally, and I think that eyebrows can make such a difference to the face. If you have unshaped brows, it doesn't shape your face. If you have really nicely shaped brows, it really shows definition on your face, it brings out your eyes, and I think it makes so much difference. So some people are keen to do more with their brows than others, so I'm just going to try and show you roughly what I do with mine. So with mine, I haven't done anything, I haven't got any pencil or haven't drawn anything. This is just a natural, and I've just sort of brushed them a little bit into place. When you do your eyebrows, there's sort of simple things you should follow about the shape. So for instance, the inside of your brow, if you put a pencil to the edge of your nose and the corner of your eye, that's where your brow should start. And then if you go from the edge of your nose to your pupil, that's where your arch should be. And then if you go from the edge of your nose to the corner of your eye, that's where it should end. So you should follow that simple sort of the guideline. And there's different ways you can do them. You can pluck them, you can have them waxed, whether you do it yourself at a salon, or you can have them threaded. I find the easiest is just plucking them. So what I tend to do is I get a little brow brush and I just brush them like this. And I tend not to do any plucking from above my brow. I leave that natural. You can do above your brow, but I find that's when you get a lot more difficult, and you have to get the shape right, otherwise it can look a bit odd. So first steps is under your brow, you should have a sort of a natural arch, roughly, and if you just pluck in this area and you try and get your brow straight and try and pluck in a straight line. Now once you plucked your eyebrows, they never tend to grow back exactly the same, so I suggest maybe doing little bits rather than going straight in and hacking them all out. Do little bits at first and see how you like it. If you want a bit more off, do a little bit more, but it's like when you have your hair cut, it's much easier to take more off, but it's a lot harder to stick it back on. So just do little bits at a time. And then once I've plucked on this area here, I don't do the centre of my brows. Now I don't have any dark hairs here. There's a couple of blonde hairs, but I find once you pluck your hair, it tends to come back darker, and it doesn't come back thicker, what everyone says. There's a myth about that, and basically if you think, when you've had your hair waxed, when the hair comes back through, it's very fine at the tip, like a little point, very fine, and it gets thicker towards the root. So the only way hair comes back thicker, appears to come back thicker, is if you shave it. Because if you shave it, if you think about it, you're cutting off the fine bit and leaving the thick root at the base. That's the only reason it comes back. You think it's coming back thicker, but it's not. So you don't need to worry about that. The only thing I find is it tends to come back a little bit darker, but that might just be me. So I don't do anything in the centre, but obviously if you've got a couple of odd hairs, then you can get rid of them as well. So here, I tend to avoid around here, and then mine can be a bit bushy because I don't like them too fine. So what I do is I brush them up like this, and then with a pair of scissors, just little nail scissors, I just trim the hair above, and that just keeps them in an okay shape. And if you want, you can trim a little bit below. They're not acting the way you want them to. I think I've just cut a bit out. So yeah, so I trim them with scissors. You can shave your eyebrows, like shave, but it's only really a quick fix. And I think plucking is much better. It hurts a lot at first, but if you keep your skin taut, it helps to numb the pain. If you find it really bad, you could always take a couple of paracetamols first. I find if you go to a salon, that because they're so used to doing it, that they're a lot better, and they don't cause as much pain, so you could do that. So different things you can do. So yeah, once you shape them, then you can do other things. So if you wanted to colour them in, or if you just wanted to set them in the position, but I'll do a different video on that. So yeah, so your brow should start here, the arch should be here, and end here. You can have it as thick as thin as you like. If you notice in the, I think it was like the late 70s, early 80s, I think that's maybe when my mum was around my age, it was fashionable to have really thin brows, and so everyone plucked them and you had just tiny little lines, and that was the fashion then. And my mum now, she still has the same shape because she can't grow it back to the way it is, because like I said, once you've plucked it, it never goes back the same. So you should always think carefully about what shape you want rather than taking it all off. And I like to have it thicker here and then go finer along here, and I find that gives a nice arch shape and it helps frame your brows. So I hope I've covered everything I wanted to. I hope at least someone finds it useful, and if you've got any questions, just ask. Thanks.